Shalom and welcome to 2 Minutes of Torah. This year is entitled The Simple, Common, Even Consistent Averah Sin That Even Death May Not Atone For. The Rambam, the beginning of Hilchot Tshuva, the first parak, talks about how atonement works. There's certain Averot that right away, person does Tshuva, there's atonement. Person goes ahead and one day is late with minyan. He feels terrible, he pressed the snooze button too many times and missed minyan. He feels bad, does tshuva, he'll be more careful. He has kapara immediately. Atonement is immediate. Then there's certain times he violates a lotus that has lashes to it. He goes ahead, he does tshuva, and then tshuva with Yom Kippur, he has atonement. Certain times are more severe, something which is Yom Kippur, Shabbos he violates. Death penalty. So then he has tshuva, Yom Kippur, and Yisurin afflictions. Then he has atonement. And the Rambam is down the final category, something where he calls the Chil Hashem, profane God's name. Tshuva, Yom Kippur, afflictions, and death. Okay, so everything's covered. Sometimes it's painful, and sometimes it's the sacrifice where he has atonement, but at least he has atonement. The Chavetz Chaim, the Minchat Chinuch, and others say, but there's a case where there's no atonement. A person goes ahead, insults someone, hurts someone's feelings, onat dvarim, embarrasses, insults, humiliates someone, speaks not nicely, things that we could do on a daily basis sometimes. And we never make good on it. We never say, I'm really sorry to my spouse, to my children, to my employees, my students. There's healthy chinuch, but then there's sometimes where you're just in a bad mood and you let it out on your students, nothing to do with chinuch, or on your children. So you hurt and humiliated and you insulted people. And you didn't make good on it. Which means without the kapara, without the tshuva process, without you going and say, hey, I'm sorry. I did something wrong and this time or many times I was consistently off the way I treated you. I'm sorry. I beg you for mechila. I'm really going to work on not doing this again. I feel bad about what I did and I'm sorry. And a person also does vidur, confession to Hashem. Then he can have kapara, he can have atonement. With Yom Kippur, he'll have atonement. But over here, if he never had mechila, the person never forgave him because he never even asked for forgiveness, so there's no atonement. Not death, not Yom Kippur, nothing. Which, who knows what the ramifications of a person dying without atonement. So that's very scary. Very. This is the Chavetz Chaim Minchas Chinuch and Shin Samach Dal and Halachas of Vidur and Tshuva and Parshas Naso. This is very serious. It means something very simple. If we didn't do this before Yom Kippur, we should do it now. Anyone who we hurt, we should think it through. Ask for mechila. Okay, we should have done it before Yom Kippur, but we didn't. So now's the time. Chas v'shalom, a person should go through life. Tension with another person. He doesn't talk to the person anymore. His neighbors, old partner, this, that, whatever it may be. And there's hatred and there's insult that wasn't atoned for, wasn't worked out. God forbid, it could be an eternal price that one pays. So a person should really take this seriously.